Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest manga chapter review. I know. I was like a week late, man. I was so busy with like work at the time. I totally forgot there was a Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest chapter. And I totally missed it. Like, I missed it like crazy. These chapters coming out like every freaking every 2 months, or not every 2 months, every 2 weeks, really freaking disrupts, I guess you can say, the flow of when these chapters come out. Like, I'm on the week where the chapter's on break, and then the following week we'll get chapter 112. Totally bypassed me. And typically this has happened to me in the past. If you're new, this has happened in the past where I would miss a week. The chapter came out and then I have to freaking review the chapter the week later. But hey, yes, good thing is you'll probably more than likely get 2 chapter reviews 2 weeks in a row. So this chapter kind of covers the fight between Doragmag, Natsu, and Natsu and frick. See, this is what happens when I haven't paid attention to Fairy Tail for so damn long. Whatever. But Selene also gives a request to the other Fairy Tail Guild members to help her out with the situation. Anyways, this is chapter 111, a Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest titled Cries of the Earth. The cover page is of Carla, Wendy, and yes, we know it's very hard to resist Lucy when she wears a very revealing outfit, which is just pretty much a straight bikini and stuff like that. I guess it's just kind of a summer type of thing because it's summertime pretty much. Even though we're kind of in the middle of the summer. Summer started like last month, but whatever. So yeah, Suzaku, that's what's his name. So, okay, Doragmag, we already know Doragmag rearranged. So we cut back to this now that Lox's fight is done, and Natsu and Suzaku are getting ready to fight Doragmag. So they start pretty much charging in, and we see Doragmag. Since he's kind of the Earth Dragon, pretty much, he can control like the ground and the earth. Like, he's making like these pillars and everything. And Natsu and Suzaku are dodging now. Natsu, he's jumping around, dodging through these pillars, and he ends up using a fire dragon iron fist, and it hits Doragmag, and Doragmag kind of just takes it like how when Beerus punched Vegeta in Battle of Gods, the movie, he freaking just took it like, but he didn't freaking resist it as much as Vegeta did. Doragmag, he gets hit in the freaking cheek, and he's just like, okay. And then he pretty much makes this whole rock attack, and then he just I guess he surrounds like the ground, like the earth element, and he just freaking throws it at Natsu, and Natsu's in the air. Or this, like, I guess it forms into a fist. Like the earth or the rock forms into a fist, and it stomps Natsu. Suzaku goes on to use a Kuranugi style sword drawing art, underworld purgatory dance, which he tried against Selene, which had a lot of effect on Selene, and it hits Doragmag point blank. And pretty much Doragmag, he takes it, and he's just like, really? That's the best you can do? Ha, funny. And he goes on to make the mention, did you forget this labyrinth's walls cannot be broken, pretty much, and stuff like that. And that's when Natsu and Suzaku remember, like, oh crap. And Doragmag goes on to say, if you can't break the labyrinth, what magic thinks you can actually hurt me or harm me or break me, pretty much. So we find out that Doragmag, his skin is just as strong as the base labyrinth, where this guy can take hits for days, and if anything, it doesn't really affect him or really hurt him. So he uses this move called Earth Dragon God's Zeikitora, which it looks like it's just firing a bunch of explosions and rocks at the same time. Suzaku and Natsu get hit, and he's like, let the cries of the earth just tremble. Stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much Natsu's trying to punch. Natsu sees a rock flying his way. He punches back at it, and he fires back as pretty much projectile. But it doesn't really do anything to Doragmag, and Man, we haven't seen this move in a long time. Natsu goes on to try to use a fire dragon's talon. Hits him again, point blank, on the head, around the neck area. Nothing. Still does nothing. He just swats him away like a fly, pretty much. Same thing with frickin' Suzaku. He's trying to slice him. Doragmag grabs a sword, just kind of just throws him up or throws him away and stuff like that. And it clearly goes to show that these guys are no match for Doragmag. Doragmag's absolutely kicking their ass. And stuff like that. So yeah, and they're just wondering like, how are we gonna beat this guy? Because our attacks don't phase him. And Selene, who retransformed back into her human form, she pretty much is going on saying he's a dragon renowned as a god. No human can hope to match that. He goes on to say, were it for not, the wounds I suffered thanks to Ignia blowing a whole hole through my chest, then I would be able to fight him, and I would fight him myself, and I'd probably be able to do damage to him. But this is when Selene goes on to say, but he does have a weakness. He goes on to say this labyrinth is his body in a manner of speaking. And in so creating such a massive labyrinth, he scattered these gemstones around the labyrinth that pretty much sealed his power. It was through these stones that the labyrinth pretty much expanded. Okay. So we find out how the labyrinth pretty much grew. It's because Doragmag pretty much left these gemstones around the labyrinth. Now, I kind of wish they kind of had explained that a lot earlier, because they did this whole mystery of like, oh, how is he able to grow the labyrinth and it continues to grow endlessly? Well, now we know it's the gemstones that were the reasons behind this. He goes on to say a few of those stones were absorbed into his body when he rematerialized. However, a number of them has yet to still be accounted for, so they're still pretty much roaming around the labyrinth. Now, Selene goes on to say there are portions of his power, but as of now, they are also bestowing power unto him. In short, if all these stones are destroyed, his power will diminish. Pretty much the whole thing of, okay, we destroy this MacGuffin for this arc, and the weaker he gets, because in a way it's draining his power. Happy asks Selene how many of these freaking gemstones there are in this labyrinth, and she's like, 72. Joy. And obviously they're shocked it's that many. And Happy's like, hey, but you said they're all over the labyrinth. Pretty much Happy's like, bruh, this labyrinth is huge. 72, this labyrinth's got to be like huge and endless at the same time. And pretty much Selene's like, don't worry yourself, we're gonna follow the magic power, and don't forget, I can pretty much connect to any space, and she's doing a space portal, and she pretty much uses a space portal which connects to Happy, which connects to Urza, Gray, Gajiel, and Wendy, and Panther Lily. And they pop in, we're like, wait, what the heck? And they're like, Selene. So Selene grabs Happy, they go through the portal, and pretty much, the others are asking like, okay, where's Natsu and the others? And what is honestly going on here? And pretty much Selene's like, Gajiel, is that in your hand as a gemstone, pretty much? And Gajiel pulls out this thing, and we find out that little ball, crystal ball looking type of thing, that's a gemstone. And pretty much Selene's like, this is a portion of what Doragmag's power is, Dogra core. She grabs it, and she ends up pretty much breaking it. She goes on to say there are 71 cores of this labyrinth left to destroy. And she actually asked the Fairy Tale Guild, please help me on this one. Now, Gray and the others are shocked. They're like, what the hell? Why would we help you? And stuff like that. And pretty much Happy's like, listen, we have no time. We have to help her because Natsu and Suzaku are fighting the Earth God Dragon. And if we can't help and we cannot stop or break these cores on time, they are pretty much going to die. And stuff like that. And they're also shocked because they're like, wait, the Earth God Dragon? They're like, wait, isn't he supposed to be dead? And the thing is, Attribution is like, listen, he just came back to life. Listen, there's no time. We need to find these cores, destroy them, and help Natsu and stuff like that. And pretty much Urza, after somewhat recovers, but she's still badly injured. And she's like, don't worry, we will help you. And Urza starts walking back on her own again. Selene creates the next portal to the next Dogra core. Or actually, it's to connect to, I forgot, it's to connect to Lucy. Lucy and Loxus pretty much, and she's gonna pull them in. And she's gonna pull them to help out with this. Now she goes and say everyone is here and stuff like that, and pretty much Selene's like, I will explain later. At this rate, the world will be destroyed. I beg you, lend me your power so we may defeat Doragmag. And the chapter concludes on that note. So it seems like Selene has given a request to the Fairy Tail Guild members in a way, I guess you can point it out like that, that she needs to help, otherwise the world will be destroyed, because I think she ultimately knows what Ignia and Doragmag's plan is. We don't know as the viewers, as are the readers, as it is what their final penultimate plan is. But we know it's not good, and it could cause the destruction of the entire Fairy Tail world. Predictably, I'm not shocked that Selene would obviously, I wouldn't say turn over a new leaf, but she did say in the fight with Ignia, like, I'd rather just kind of live amongst the humans, to be honest. So it goes to show that in some ways she's kind of changed. Maybe that has to be because the influence of Fairy Tail. The question also has to do is, will the other Diablos members help out? I think the other Diablos members will more than likely help out. But I think after this arc, I think I've called it. I think Selene, if she survives, she's in pretty bad shape, but if she survives, she's probably more than likely gonna be the Diablos Guild Master, and she's probably gonna, and along with the Diablos Guild members, they're probably gonna be friends of Fairy Tail, and stuff like that. Which means I think Selene will start off as which means will be the whole thing of, I guess Selene's gonna start off as a bad dragon god that then changes her tune. And sees the errors of, okay, this era of dragons needs to end for good. And the thing is, maybe she has a change of heart and then she turns out to be a good one, like we saw with Mercphobia, and stuff like that, where she just sees no point in anything, just live among the humans and stuff like that. And plus, she would be the new guild master for Diablo, so she would have a bunch of new friends, and hey, it'd be a powerful ally in their arsenal. So we'll see where that storyline's gonna go, but I pretty much, like I said, I think I pretty much called it, for the standpoint. I think people who know the Fairy Tail trope, they kind of call it a lot of the whole standpoint of, typically when you have Fairy Tail matched up with an opposing guild, they typically, by the end of said arc, they turn good and they become friends to the Fairy Tail Guild, because they get all their issues off the way. It's happened with the Sabretooth Guild, yada yada yada. Same thing happened here. So it's pretty cool that Selene more than likely is going to end up being a good guy after this, and stuff like that. But right now the plan is to get these cores. It's gonna be very interesting to see what this is gonna happen. You would have to think that Doragmag would not let this fly. Like, you would think he would have some sort of backup plan to be like, you're not getting to my cores, because like I said, he legitimately let Selene go take care of that request. You would think he has a plan up his sleeve to where getting these cores and stopping them, it ain't gonna be easy. So it's gonna be very intriguing to see where the story goes. But again, I'm sorry for missing out on the last week for this review, but hey, we're back. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's chapter of Fairy Tail, your thoughts on where the Fairy Tail story could be going, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Fairy Tail manga or any other anime or other manga chapter reviews that I upload to the channel. Until then, guys, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night in this video. Until then, guys, peace.